Hi everyone, my name is IMA and I'm with Vibe Yetu today, your home of entertainment and lifestyle fix. I am being very intentional about my mental health. My process is almost like witchcraft sometimes. I swear, I'm not in control of the process. And I know you hear creatives say this and you think we're all on drugs, but there's a way the downloads happen. That's what inspires me in music. If I can make somebody feel a little bit better. But at some point, there's this guy at the front, he was just vibing just like this. So something just told me, see, you just come up. Just kuja to let's vibe. Wow, sis. Sis. Unaonanga ile committee ya your friends who are the parliament of relationships. And you tell them, Aki, he's doing this, he's doing this. And they're telling you, what are you doing there?
Hi Emma.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me how you are mentally, and don't use the word okay or fine.
Don't use the word okay or fine.
Yeah.
I'm in a good space. I think I'm being very intentional about my mental health and how I protect the space I'm in and the energies around me. So I'm keeping good energy close. So in terms of family and friendships, I'm not giving too much attention to things I can't control and just reconciling with how life is lifing. Yeah.
I like that. I love it.
Yeah.
So who is Ima?
Ima is so many things. So I'll start with, I'm a singer and I'm a songwriter from Nairobi, Kenya. I am also an advocate, but here to say I am an advocate of the High Court. I practice entertainment law and media law, but my biggest passion is music. And I think I just want to explore the space more. Yeah.
So how long have you been a musician?
You know how we all say at Tulianza church? That's my story. Started at church, at a youth group, but I wasn't quite serious about it. And then sometime in 2016, 2015, we were talent searched by a gentleman who was on an MTV show whose name I won't mention, but we were kind of put into a band, 4 people who didn't know each other.
Oh, wow.
To just, it was like pop stars or Project Fame. It didn't go well. But so I think he dropped us a week later. So we kind of just bundled together as ourselves. We tried performing. We did that for 2-3 years. And then everybody just got busy, life lifed. So I took a break for some time to just reevaluate if I really wanted to be in music, and if I did, how would I come back into music? So I came back again in 2020 when I came back as a solo musician. Yeah.
So that's the first time you did your first project alone?
Yes.
Professionally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your creative process?
My process is almost like witchcraft sometimes. Because I swear, it's almost like I'm not in control of the process. And I know you hear creatives say this and you think we're all on drugs, but there's a way the downloads happen at the least expected time. You could be going to sleep and then that thing is just there, the song, and it downloads like as a verse or a chorus. And it won't let you sleep until you wake up, you record on your phone, then you can't sleep. So my process is different, but the most comfortable one to me is where I just kind of wait for the inspiration as I'm working on something. So if it comes and finds me working on the thing, great. If it doesn't, we just keep working on the thing. Yeah.
So what would you say inspires you to do music?
Music, just growing up in a musical family, everybody sang. My mom, my dad, and they all had different musical influences. So just listening to Whitney Houston, I was like, I can do that. Of course I could not. And then Voice to Men for my brother, my mom's church song, my dad, rumba, my sister's Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Brandy, a lot of Westlife. So just being around people who sang a lot, normally, doing chores they sang, in the bathroom they sang. So it kind of just came kawaida. And then realizing it was an actual talent was interesting, because now I saw people now being on stage and singing and touching lives and changing lives. And I think that's what inspires me in music. If I can make somebody feel a little bit better, if I can help somebody become a mirror to somebody's experience. So I don't feel like human experiences are all very segregated. I feel like we're all living one life in different phases. So I think that's what music is. It's like a mirror. Yeah.
Okay. And how? Okay, so you said that you grew up listening to different tastes of music. So what is your taste and what is your genre?
My genre, I don't have a genre. I it's almost like being asked what kind of music do you listen to, and they say I listen to good music. My biggest strengths in music, let me just say, are R&B and pop, but with an Afro touch. But I've done a reggae song recently that dropped last week. Just because the download happened in reggae, so I couldn't change it. But mostly R&B and pop with an Afro touch.
Okay, so I want to take you back to something you said, because I'm here to mention, but I really want to talk about that. You said you're an entertainment lawyer. So talk to us about that.
Wow, okay. So in law school, I almost dropped out in third year because, the maths is not my thing. Because my heart is in creativity. But Nico third year studying some things and I'm just like,
is it in my what?
Is it meaning? I don't see how they're working out in my future.
Yeah.
And then in fourth year, I discovered a branch of entertainment law called copyright law, so intellectual property law. So that's the one time I felt like the one plus one was two. So then I just talked to my friends about it and all of them were like, oh, we know so-and-so doing it and so-and-so doing it. Then I found out about the Jungashuis and the Lendros and I was like, wait a minute. So it can actually work out for me. So that's the journey I chose to pursue, the path I chose to pursue because it's the most truest to me. Like when I'm fighting for you as a client, let me tell you I'm fighting for myself. I'm fighting all hours. Yeah.
So what will you tell someone who's upcoming and they feel like I can do better in music rather than in school? What would be your advice?
My advice would be, there are things that school teaches you that music will not. Let's be honest. Music is almost like it's a business of expressing yourself. So it's expression, it's emotion, it's feeling. But books are books. It's black and white. If 1 + 1 is 2, it's 2. So it teaches you analytical thinking. It teaches you how to be slow to thought. It teaches you how to even just do your own research and find out. It's almost like a life skill that school is. So I would say, if possible, stick it out. When you're done, you can do both at the same time. It's possible. Davido did it. But just if you can't finish school. Yeah.
So let me just ask, how long have you been doing music professionally?
Professionally since 2020. That's 3 years.
3 years. So do you have any moment that you'd say this is my favorite place as a musician? Something that happened to you and made you feel like this is what I want, Sasa.
Yes. I had a concert sometime last year. Okay, there have been many instances, but one just came to the top of my mind was a concert I had last year at the Koana Trust. And it was organized by the Gote Kenya. So I was an opener for amazing acts. So my set was I think it was 20 minutes or 45 minutes, I can't remember. But at some point, there was this guy at the front, he was just vibing, he was like this. So something just told me, see, you just come up. Just Kuja to let's vibe. That guy dropped bars on bars on bars. Like he finished my show. It was so much fun. So that one I was like, yeah. And I didn't feel awkward. I was like, I'm supposed to be in this community of people on this stage. It makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Morocco Kalahari. I just have to say his name.
Shout out. Okay, what maybe is your lowest moment as an artist?
Oh wow, lowest point as an artist. There's many, but I think the comparison to other artists who you feel are ahead of you, and then the industry, you wonder if it's going to accept your kind of music. So there's a lot of overthinking, and sometimes it comes in the way of your creativity because you're trying to make something that people will like. And you're almost compromising the message that you have. So when you see other artists and genres with this particular message going ahead, it kind of makes you wonder, will anybody listen to my message? Yeah.
Should I go that way?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a particular artist you look up to?
Yes. So Sauti Sol, obviously. They walked so we could crawl, so we could run. Sorry. Sauti Sol are just. There should be a PhD or a degree on Sauti Sol, because they've done things that Kenyan acts have not done. I also look up to Tiwa Savage a lot, mostly because I felt represented when I finally saw somebody like her, chocolate skin, doing pop, and I was like, wow.
That's really...
Yeah, freshly ground. I like that they stayed true to their roots. Mercy Myra also. In fact, I should have mentioned Mercy Myra first, because Mercy also pop and sang purely in Luo. That blew my mind as a kid. So yeah.
Okay. So I hear you talking, and as in, this girl is so passionate about music. But now you're coming into a season where we have musicians, but you can't really tell the difference between musicians and influencers. Like now they are merged. So do you think that is a path you want to take? Like you want to be a music influencer or something?
Music. I would like to be an influencer, but with music being the priority. So my strength isn't speaking, my strength is singing, my strength is passing a message with my voice. This is my biggest instrument. So if at all that creates an influence with my fans or my audience, then that's okay. But to come out and say I'm an influencer, I don't know if that's my biggest strength. And I know kuna watu wametembea huko and they're good at it. I don't think, I would like to just first have the music as an influence, and then everything else can follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about Insecure, right? Tell us about that.
Insecure. Insecure is dear to my heart.
I can tell.
It is dear to my heart. So the whole body of work is mostly about human relationships in love, and how I've been trying to figure them out. You know, you're like when you're 20 or early 20s, you figure them out, but then you keep going ahead and it's just getting more confusing. So Insecure is about a relationship that I had with a person who wow, I should measure my words, who kind of came, the experience of him at first was, I choose you. You are the person I want to do all this together with, go this journey of life with, and all of these things. Said all the right words, even by actions expressed it. And so I felt enough in that situation. And then the love was just suddenly withdrawn. Just suddenly. Suddenly becomes busy, suddenly other priorities are happening, suddenly he'd rather do the randomest things than be with me, spend time with me. And you know, this is somebody whose work schedule was a bit erratic, but the only time I know we could make time was Sunday. That's why even I say Saturday and Sunday I don't see you. But even still, he'd come up with something to do at that time. So I started to feel that something was wrong with me. I know as women, I don't know why we do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, you feel like, okay, what am I not doing right?
Am I not
Can I just, let me just.
Tell me what to do.
Exactly. So I think after the moment, for me, a red flag in my relationship is when I start to feel insecure about my person. When I start to feel insecure about, do you love me? Do you care for me? Because the actions need to match the words. So that's why I wrote Insecure, and it was about one of the hardest ones I've had to get over relationship-wise. Yeah.
And what is it?
Let me check.
No, it's like, I feel I do.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, she will. So how is the reception so far?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Also, just I wasn't sure about Insecure and how it would be received, because I've never done reggae. It's soft reggae. It's almost like Elaine Etana type, but it's been amazing reception. I think people are seeing my songwriting better in that song, because again, I love it so much because I think I fully truly expressed the entire message that was coming. You know, sometimes when you go into studio, the producer goes like, but do you want to really say that? But are you sure you're going to perform this 5 years from now? So they kind of limit in a good way, in good intentions. But Insecure, whatever came to mind and mouth, just I really exactly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you feel lighter after Insecure?
I feel, do you know, it's interesting because I titled this EP Therapy because I don't know, I thought at the time it would be a nice way to process the confusion, the heartache, the healing. But then it's actually healing me as well. Like actually just giving me a space to be like, hey, I never was tripping. You know, so I think it's making me feel better, and I'm hoping that it makes women, men, if whoever listens to it will feel better, that you're being seen.
So you just touched on the inspiration behind Insecure. So what happened?
Wow, sis. Sis, unaonanga ile committee your friends who are the parliament of the relationship, and you tell them, Aki, he's doing this, and they're telling you,
we told you.
What are you doing there? So it didn't end well because there was a lot of dragging out of I'm expressing these insecurities and I'm expressing myself about what I don't feel is working out, and he's saying, I hear you. I hear you. But the action's that way. Uko. So I was like, are you hearing? So it gets to a point you feel like you're nagging. So I was like, imagine, sometimes you're just not compatible with that person, or they're in a different season, and that's okay. You can't always, yes, he was the villain in this story, but at the same time also, I'm sure before I met him, he had his own experiences, his own hang-ups on previous relationships, so maybe that's what he's transferring onto this one. So it basically ended. Yeah, I ended it.
I feel, oh God.
Unasikia na mimi?
I don't know why I relate so much to your story, because like, I needed this. Yeah. This is therapy.
You see?
You got me. Yeah.
I talk to my friends. They don't pretend. They say that words without no actions makes no sense. Reminiscing on the way mama said, love ain't nothing without respect. He was very good for my ego. Feeding it. Gosh. I didn't quite find him as attractive. But he checked all the boxes. He was successful. But there was just that attraction that was
not to keep to